Whitney Houston. A name that echoed across the world. A voice so powerful, so pure, it could make anyone stop and listen. Millions adored her. Fans lined up for concerts, radios played her hits, and she became an icon almost overnight. But behind the glittering smile, the sparkling stage lights, and the fame, there was a story few truly knew. Whitney Houston's journey began in Newark, New Jersey. Born into a musical family, talent ran in her veins. Her mother, Sissy Houston, was a renowned gospel singer. Her cousins included Dionne Warwick. Music wasn't just a passion for Whitney, it was destiny. As a young girl, Whitney sang in church and local events. Even then, people noticed something extraordinary. She had a range, a control, and a purity in her voice that was almost otherworldly. By her teenage years, she had already made a name for herself in the music world. The 1980s arrived, and with it, Whitney's first major breakthroughs. Hits like Saving All My Love for You and How Will I Know topped the charts. Suddenly, Whitney Houston wasn't just a local talent, she was a global sensation. Her debut album went multi-platinum, and the world couldn't get enough. But as her fame skyrocketed, so did the pressures. Media scrutiny, endless touring, and public expectations began to weigh heavily on her. Behind the camera, Whitney struggled to find normalcy. Life as a superstar came with a price, one that few could understand. Despite the pressures, Whitney continued to shine. She became the first female artist to have 7 consecutive #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. Her performances captivated audiences. She wasn't just a singer, she was an icon. Yet, fame often hides darker stories, and Whitney's story was no exception. There were whispers, small at first. Stories of exhaustion, of reliance on substances to cope with the demands of the industry. People close to her noticed the signs, but the public only saw the smiling star on stage. It's easy to forget that behind every legend, there is a human being, vulnerable, pressured, and searching for relief. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Whitney's personal life began to make headlines. Her relationship with Bobby Brown became a focal point. While the two were famously in love, their life together was far from simple. Reports of conflicts, rumors of substance abuse, and public struggles became intertwined with her career. Yet, Whitney continued to perform, recording iconic tracks like I Will Always Love You, which would become one of the most famous songs in history. The release of the Bodyguard soundtrack marked a high point in her career. The song I Will Always Love You became a global phenomenon. Its soaring notes, powerful emotion, and Whitney's unmatched control captured the hearts of millions. But behind the fame and the accolades, Whitney faced intense pressure to maintain perfection. In private, the challenges continued. Whitney battled addiction, personal heartbreak, and immense stress. For someone who had given the world so much joy through music, the pain she carried remained hidden from most. Friends, family, and colleagues tried to support her, but fame often isolates even those with the strongest support systems. By the 2000s, Whitney's struggles became more visible. She faced public criticism, legal issues, and intense media attention. The joy that once seemed effortless in her performances was now shadowed by personal battles. Fans still loved her, but the world could sense something was amiss. The superstar who once seemed untouchable was human after all. Despite these challenges, Whitney's talent never faded. She continued to perform, releasing albums and making appearances that reminded the world why she was, and still is, considered one of the greatest vocalists of all time. Her voice could still mesmerize, still heal, and still inspire. But the toll of her personal battles was evident. Many have wondered what drove Whitney Houston. Was it the relentless pursuit of perfection? The pressures of fame? Or the complexities of her personal life? Likely, it was a combination of all. Her story reminds us that even those who seem untouchable carry burdens unseen. Whitney's final years were a mixture of highs and lows. She performed, she recorded, she tried to regain balance in her life. But the pressures persisted. Every headline, every performance, every expectation weighed on her. Fans remembered the brilliance on stage, yet few knew the depth of the struggle behind the scenes. On February 11, 2012, the world was shaken. Whitney Houston was found dead in her hotel room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. The news spread like wildfire. Fans mourned, tributes poured in, and the world grappled with the loss of a voice that had defined generations. She was only 48 years old. The circumstances surrounding her death were tragic. The world knew she had battled substance abuse, and reports confirmed that toxic effects were involved. Yet, what resonated most was the sense of a life interrupted, a story unfinished, a voice silenced too soon. Whitney Houston's legacy, however, is far from over. Her music continues to touch hearts, inspire artists, and move millions. "I Will Always Love You" remains timeless. But beyond the songs, Whitney's story is a cautionary tale about fame, pressure, and the human cost of being a global icon. Her influence is everywhere. Singers today cite her as an inspiration. Music lovers still cry when hearing her greatest hits. Yet, the story behind the legend, her struggles, her humanity, her hidden pain, remains a topic of fascination. Whitney Houston taught the world about talent, beauty, and passion. But she also showed us that even the brightest stars have shadows. Her story is one of brilliance, struggle, love, loss, and ultimately, legacy. As you listen to her songs, remember the voice, but also the woman behind it. The laughter, the tears, the dreams, and the secrets that shaped her journey. Whitney Houston was more than music, she was a story that deserves to be told fully. Her journey reminds us to look beyond the headlines, to see the human behind the fame, and to honor the struggles that so many endure in silence. Whitney Houston's life was a mixture of joy and tragedy, brilliance and pain, love and heartbreak. And though her voice no longer fills the airwaves with new songs, her story, her music, and her legacy continue to inspire and move the world. Every note she sang carried not just talent, but the weight of a life lived fully, beautifully, and tragically. This is the story of Whitney Houston. A legend. A woman. A voice that will never be forgotten, and a life whose secrets continue to captivate millions across the world.